Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage also have a state-of-the-art 2023 upgraded diagnoser that can easily detect and fix any problem with your car. Is your car having any electrical problem? Or is it the air conditioner? Well, Uptown Garage has a professional electrician who is up to the task of programming and solving all electrical problems on your car. Uptown Garage is at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts store on Broad Street. We also have our garage and showroom at Rehab for original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly. Come to Uptown Garage. We'll give you 1 month warranty. Uptown Garage also have a tow truck that can tow your car anywhere for a fee. Contact Uptown Garage headquarters on 0777 553317, 0886 553317, or our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian-owned business, is here to put a smile on your face.
Across Africa, a new era has begun, shifting our focus to a new horizon, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Today, we are making a brighter tomorrow, built by our dreams and our energy. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future. A Pan-African future. Together. EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa.
EcoBank, the better way, the better Africa. That's EcoBank, this Pan-African bank. I got one newspaper, the front page newspaper. Gladly gave you the trending stories on the front page and the back page of the front page African newspaper for today's edition. 2 Liberian girls make it to Yale. Soroya Adikibi and Kumba Sharif pioneering change through the Yale Young African Scholars Program. 2 proud Liberian girls. Boya vindicated, quote, vindicates deputy police inspector from alleged criminal charges. His face is here, Victor Boya. I know him, he's across the bridge. He ran here the other day when his name was in the paper. He came to clarify. Seeking help for fire service, stand appeals to international partners for urgent assistance to equip the Liberia Fire Service Department. We asked government $18 million pact signed with Qatari company that raises concern over transitory account domicile in Dubai. Governor Liberian MedTech contract backfires. Except from the Communication Committee on Public Accounts and Commerce said, and I quote, "We present our comments and wish to bring to your and plenary attention the following observation on the destination inspection and contract executed in July 2021 between the government of Liberia and MedTech Scientific Dubai. We would like to express significant concern regarding the adequacy and legality of action that under this contract, except from the Communication Committee of the Public Accounts and Commerce. Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission chairperson reveals predecessor James Verdier requested access declaration forms for ex-president Josh Weir and another former official, but Verdier denies leak from the LACC. Verdier said, and I quote, I never left with any document from the LACC. Why would they say I leak the document? Then why did I didn't leak that of the finance minister, Tuer, Koji, and the rest? What would be my motive? Unquote. Verger is asking that question. Councillor Alexander Zor, Executive Chairperson, Liberia Anti-Corruption, says, and I quote, we call on the asset declaration officers currently seated at the LACC, and it was established that indeed there was an issue of leakage of asset declaration some 2 or 3 years ago involving the former chairperson of the Liberia Anti-Corruption, non-Commissioner Martin, but Commissioner James Verdier. The investigation revealed that indeed the former chairperson requested asset declaration for 5 former government officials. The back page, nothing but I bet that you can read that today. Now read the paper, buy the paper, and read it, and you get informed of what's trending in Liberia. But that is not what we're here for. I'm confused. I get to the traffic, I don't know what to do. So I have some questions. There's traffic chaos in the streets of Monrovia in particular, and the rest of the country in particular. The incident that took place in Grand Bassa would account for that. The $1 million question is, can the Gregory Coleman police bring sanity and orderliness back to the streets, thereby reducing the alarming rate of motor accidents and death? Special studio guests, the guys who's supposed to tell us where we go from here, Mr. Nelson Freeman, Deputy Inspector General of the Liberian National Police 102, and we have Mr. Fred Gay, Chief of Traffic and Assistant Commissioner of the Liberian National Police. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, T-Max.
Good
Fred.
morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Fred.
Good morning, sir.
Fred, you look like a young guy.
Yes, it's for sure. I'm a young guy.
So when Jote was there, you weren't there.
No, I was a student then.
But I know Nelson was a full-blown police officer when Jote was there.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, I was one of the officers he took up to Kipamos on the same flight on his way
On
back.
the same flight?
Yes. I went on the flight. I was deployed and on his way back when he had the scratch.
Why you didn't come with him?
That was just God's time.
No, God's time. Nothing happened before God's time.
Right.
Basically, what we want to talk, and Labeni will be part of this, is heavily part of this. There's chaos in the street. What can this Gregory Coleman team do about it?
Well, T-Max, thanks for the invite. It's my pleasing pleasure to be in your studio. To begin with, I'm very impressed with your intro, the one that speaks to everywhere in Liberia, including the Camp David.
My Camp David.
Quite frankly, before I stepped into the studio and heard it or saw you saying it, I thought it had been a recording all along. That's magnificent to have that sharp memory and just measure the places. I mean, I'm impressed. So, you see, the police in this dispensation under the watchful eye of Inspector General Gregory Coleman has managed to make public safety or safety in general as a cultural issue. We think we want to introduce a culture of safety and not just the enforcement. We worry about each and every citizen or resident of Liberia considering themselves to be a part of this campaign. So it's not just about what we do today or what we do tomorrow in the enforcement. We are highly concentrated on how can we educate the general public on what the safety rules are, so each and every one of us can adopt this culture of safety. We've begun with a couple of engagements. What was it? About 2 weeks ago, I had a meeting with the marketeers from Douala and the ones right after your station here on the Macklin Street and the Ronald Street. And you bear me witness. On your way here, I know you see a little bit of clearance. It's not 100% yet. But on the Macklin Street, you see down, you can stand up, look down the water side. You see the Ronald Street. You see similar initiative. We also have managed to have series of meetings with the motorists. And when you say the motorists, the first thing that comes to mind for a lot of people is the keke and pimping riders. Yes, they too are involved, but they're not the only people on the road who are using the road. We have a couple of meetings with them. We are all talking about how can we make the road safe. We're also taking it out to the schools Because it's not just about the motorist, it's also about the pedestrian.
Mhm.
How many of us know when to cross these roads? How many of us know what the red light is for, what the yellow light is for, what the green light is for? How many of us are aware of the crosswalks, when to cross and when not to cross? So this is a safety campaign that we're taking across every spectrum of society. And I'm sure when we shall have learned it, a couple of days or months or weeks, we all will start to speak better of what the safe conditions of our country will be. We're collaborating also with other governmental agencies that are responsible, the fire service being one of them. I had a meeting yesterday with Tisdale, who happens to be my counterpart from the fire department. And we have plans on the way to see how we can get gasoline sellers, for example, of the street, and how we can encourage homes, schools to put these fire alarms up. And a lot is just being done. There's just too much on the plate that we will stay here from down to tomorrow and talk about it. We cannot exhaust.
Let me get to Fred. Fred, when we see the police and we walk the streets every day, the street is chaos. I mean, it's very, very chaotic. Nobody seems to be in control. How will you manage this?
Thank you. From that perspective of saying that the street is chaotic,
Mhm.
is with our data, is with our statistics. So statistics have shown that in the first quarter of 2024, accident cases are reducing, because in 2023,
Yeah,
1 minute,
yeah,
Chief.
yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to politicize this.
No,
This is chaotic.
yeah,
telling you.
I'm understanding. What I'm
So
saying.
long, give it to yourself. I got 4 months in office.
No,
I'm not going
no.
to buy that.
What I'm saying, I'm speaking from the statistical point of view. I control accident in this country. All around the country, accident investigators and statistics. Now, what I'm saying, in 2023, the first quarter of 2023, we have 458 accident cases reported. Now, the first quarter of 2024, it dropped to 188. Is it not an improvement?
So that I got made the magic.
No. I'm a policeman. I'm not discussing
Okay,
that issue. I'm discussing
That's right.
statistics. Now, the next thing is you have 47 deaths in the first quarter of 2023. Now the death dropped to 9. So it means that there's some improvement. It will not happen automatically. It's a process. So right now you can see sanity along the Boulevard. Before then, I have been chief of traffic for 2 years now. Before then,
Mhm.
there was no law and order in the traffic. Why? I don't want to politicize it, but it's a leadership issue. Right now, there's a less interference with the traffic police work. T-Max Jalater is now called in chief of traffic.
So what is the magic? What is the
The
magic?
magic is
What
less,
Greg is doing? What is the magic?
the magic is less interference into enforcement. 1, 2, proper supervision of the men that you deploy on the field. 3, motivation. 4, regular meetings with these officers along the way, and briefing and debriefing your officers in the morning and at the end of the day. So it's improving the system on a gradual basis. So for now, you are driving on the street, you see people driving recklessly, and you conclude that there's this all kind of stuff in the traffic record. I agree. You may see violations. Violation will not end, but we are minimizing violation. And just to tap on that again, in this first quarter of 2024,
Mhm.
we have issued 555 tickets. First in history in the Liberia National Police to issue 555 tickets amounting to $711,000 Liberian dollar, 600 United States dollars. We are improving 3,000
plus.
3,000 plus United States dollars. So it means that this administration, it is not that we want.
So it's all right now, right?
No, it is not all right. We are on path. The good thing is when the train get on the track, what happens? The train will reach. So right now, the train is on track. So and we are anticipating that the train will reach safely.
Mathias, you believe this guy?
Well, I'm listening here. I mean, I'm kind of dumbfounded in the way that he's presenting the statistics. And so you're a policeman, like you said. I wonder how you deal with statistics so well, like an accountant, and T-Max, that's his field. But just the point you made about, having constant interaction with the policemen, the guys in the traffic. How does that minimize traffic? Or accident? Who causes accident? Is it reckless driving? If it is the driver himself that engages into an accident, how does your conversation with a policeman help this driver to not involve into an accident?
the interaction with the police officer is reflecting to the operators.
How?
Operators are being sensitized.
Mm.
Awareness is ongoing within this 3 months period. We have a lot of engagement with operators, lot of engagement are ongoing.
How do you do the engagement? You know, I don't understand, because there are many. I don't think the total number of commercial drivers in the country, there are more than the policemen out there in the street. How do you engage all of the commercial drivers?
First thing, we do a proactive and reactive engagement. The proactive engagement is getting to the various parking station. Those drivers you see take off from the parking stations. In various parking stations in Monrovia and its environs, we have road safety messages going on as we speak. Besides that, if you violate the law, you are arrested and you are issued ticket. That is a reactive component. And then if you challenge it, you go to court. And many of our cases that have gone to court in recent days, police have won all these cases. This is why you see we are amounting up to this kind of amount of money in this 3 months.
How do you tie the reduction of accidents in the first quarter of this year, comparing to 2023, to the interaction you are having with the controllers of the various vehicles?
What we are saying is the engagement, this engagement component of policing that have arrived, but this new team is more proactive, unlike before. Do not drive into politics. What I'm saying that
no, I'm not asking a political question.
This team that have come on board with Gregory Cuomo and my boss 102 on board, there is a lot of engagement with even the officers themselves and the community.
It's not sensitization.
Sensitization, awareness.
Awareness
Component is effective. How do I know it's effective? Because of the reduction of accident from 458 to 188. Just because of the engagement, the operators are getting to understand that accident is a disease. Accident is a disease because what accident does, it results into death, injury, or property damage. So they are understanding on a daily basis. Besides that, even coming to Sky FM is one of the evidence that we are improving. We are engaged also with the media.
I don't understand what you mean by coming here. Okay, your appearance on the show?
My appearance on the show,
right.
Look, the message is growing. Okay. Besides what we're discussing, before we leave from here, we will provide other safety tips.
Okay,
and people will listen and they will get the clue of that.
Let me take Nelson back. Nelson used to work with A.B. Croman when the days of Greg. Nelson was more or less somebody in the back that we did not used to see frequently, and A.B. Croman was taking A.B. Croman. A.B. Croman is coming. Nelson, let's look at it. There were times in the past that motorcyclists and KK people were given areas to ply, and the cars, the rest of us were given. Will that ever come to be?
Of course, T-Max.
And when would that be?
Well, so let me not be definite about it. I know you already got a hint, and so I want to approach it with caution. We, time have changed. 6 years ago, it's not the same as today. The number of motorcyclists or motorists you have on the road have increased considerably. The conditions of our roads have not changed to correspond to the number of vehicles we got on our roads. So some of the methodology that was used yesterday in addressing traffic situation, it cannot be used today. The world is evolving, and I've got a theory that says if you don't adapt to change, of course you're going to be the dinosaur because you're obviously going to go into extinction. So I'm adapting new methods in how we go about it. Let me say we are adapting new methods about how the way we go about it. For example, I've been in this office for about a month, and I've had 5 meetings with the motorcyclists. 5 meetings with the motorcyclists alone. Needless to talk about the truck drivers and the taxi drivers. And we are at the verge of completing what we started. Matter of fact, we've signed a memorandum of understanding. Have you ever thought that the motorcyclists will sit with the police and sign a memorandum of understanding?
What does it say?
Where we are basically identifying what the problems are. What do we need to do as a police? How can we provide them education? And correspondingly, how can they assist in ensuring that their membership are in adherence to the rules of the road? And besides, we've identified, we're trying to do consensus building in this new dispensation. You don't just want to, for example, the motorcycle population is from or raw stocks that we got is a little more than 250,000 across the country.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's huge.
That's very, huge.
So you're doing more consensus building.
consensus
You're
building.
having more friendly conversation with them.
Exactly. So we're saying to
But
you,
friendly conversation will not allow
It's
the guy
definitely-
to put 3 guys on a motorbike.
Right.
no,
Sometimes
not at all.
Rival
Yeah,
slippers.
But you know what?
But it's going on
remove,
now.
remove their windshield.
It's not
Or
going.
their view mirrors, by the way.
It's not going to be automatic. For example, 2 days ago we began the 11 o'clock p.m. night enforcement because we realized that most of our night crimes are people that are being conveyed by motorists. We're not pointing our hands at motorcyclists for being responsible, but in every sector there are people who would not play by the norms of society. So night crime has started to drop since we started 11 o'clock enforcement, for example, and then we've had a meeting with them. We've identified what the cut-off points are going to be. As we speak, we are about next week. We're going to be conducting training for their task force. I mean, the motorcycle union task force. First and foremost, we managed to let them merge up. They did a merger, and now we got a federation. Instead of having splinter groups to deal with, they have motorcycle union for this, motorcycle union for this. We succeeded to make them to have a federation. That's a single body we're going to be dealing with. We've managed to put their task force into training sometimes next week. As police officers, we bought them the task force, their uniforms. We're printing on them. They are basically going to be the one in the front line to start the enforcement, and we're going to be in the back to provide some support for them.
Let me put it this way. I mean, you're drilling us through a lot of stuff, lot of procedures. Let's get to what I've learned, what I've heard about
Yes, please.
this May 15 stuff.
Okay. I know. That's why I say you got a hint. So
This May 15 thing,
So,
because
I want to evolve from the way we did it yesterday. You know, strategic wise, they got the red ocean and the blue ocean strategic. Yesterday we applied a strategic that was more blooded, that was less friendly, that was more confrontational. So right now we sat down and did an assessment considering all the variables, and we thought to adapt what we refer to as a blue ocean.
don't tell me
strategy.
motorbike will fly everywhere in this.
Motorboys are not going to fly everywhere.
Okay,
Team Max.
okay. So where do
We-
they go and
we
where
are
don't they go?
Initially, we are going to make sure that we get a cutoff point that being agreed upon. Like I said, it's a consensus building.
Mhm.
The motorcyclists and us have agreed that we're going to have our first cutoff point from the ELWE junction to come to town. And so that way you can come from the Ralphie Highway and you can just go back to Painesville. We've also agreed to cut it off from Freeport to come towards the Clavertown and the Valtown to Central Town. You can use the Somalia Drive and go back to Douala. Initially, we've agreed on those ones. And by the 15th, we intend to commence. So it's not going to be automatic, Team Max.
You're getting down. I'm getting confused.
Am I sensing something like you're doing color coding of these people, or you just gonna say, hey, motorcyclists in Congo Town, stop around Ministerial Complex, do not come to town, or
stop to
Right.
Nigeria House and
Right.
go back to Old Road.
Right.
So the 1,000 miles begin with the first step.
Right.
There's a lot in the package: color coding, education, enforcement of helmets, number of cyclists, number of passengers, what you wear. For example, if you're wearing sandals or slippers, you can get stuck up in the pedal. So all is not coming at once, but we are rolling it off as we go along.
So let's roll it. 1 or 2. Let's roll it along with Fred. And let me put it to Fred because
so T-Max, let me just close up on this one before you go up to Fred. So we started rolling up with the educational component, and maybe that's one of the reasons responsible for a little bit of the reduction in the number of accidents. I don't have access to the stacks. He been in, and that is his area of specialty. So I mean, he spoke to it very well. So we started with education with the motorcyclists. As we speak, we're conducting trainings. We are going up to the respective parking stations and having conversations with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing is we're going to start the enforcement. And they know exactly when the enforcement begin. We already told them you have to just carry a rider with you. You will have to make sure you got a helmet at least to begin with. And going forward, maybe the passengers too will take helmets, but you cannot impose all at once and get it going.
So let me start. Let me go back to
Right.
Fred. Fred, I live in Mount Barkley, so I use motorbike. I live in Joazon, I use motorbike. I live Bulloville, I use motorbike. Where does the motorbike drive me when I'm coming to Sky?
Okay, Fred, let me come back a little bit.
Mhm.
And you know, I don't want us to put all of this conversation on a motorcycle.
No.
Have you thought about the guy who bought his vehicle and put a high beam light that blind?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Have you considered this motorist who doesn't even care whether he has a signal light on his vehicle and he just bend at will.
Mhm.
So we need not to make it look like the motorcyclists are the only people that have problem. A lot of us on this road. When last you had a driver education team, when your friend was director of police, Joe Tate, I remember that one we had an NTA. So do you stay to subscribe that knowledge should be rolled on continuously? What's the essence of in-service? So let now just put the focus on the motorcyclists. I will encourage that we look at it from a holistic standpoint. The responsibility.
But you're starting the process gradually.
We're starting the process gradually.
I think that's how we roll in the interview. Right.
And Nelson, let me be frank with you. What's the problems? I'm not going to be personal on this. Most of the problem we have in the traffic is the problem of the indiscipline of the keke and the motorcyclists.
Yeah.
Let's deal with that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the guys that drive their car with his high beams in the night are tolerable. They should be accepted. No, but the chaos we have in the street. Just like Niman Bagai was in the studio, the very studio already there, he said, the street is just like a war zone.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what it looks like.
Mhm.
How do we deal with that?
And then those are the steps I've just mentioned up to you. I don't know, Mataya, do you live on the Cinco or Bolivar side?
I live across.
Okay, so
Around
you
Iguala-
and
Iguala
T-Max
area.
live on the other side, and I'm very sure
Right.
that the number of time you spend in the traffic to get to town has reduced. I mean, that's evidence.
But,
I,
yeah,
mean,
sort of.
I didn't listen to it the
Sort
other
of.
day, but somebody told me Senator Snow or another senator who lived on that side of town was talking about what they do.
The guys, the guys on Brewerville, when I spent a weekend at Brewerville, they have this sort of arrangement. When you're coming from Brewerville, if you're going straight, you're going straight.
Right.
And
Right.
those that are coming from town,
You have to detour.
you got a detour by how they call it, this house, how they
Correct.
call it Kanga
Kanga
building.
Mhm.
And then you reroute by way of Momo Town to go to Beer Factory.
That's correct.
So they
And,
make sure Osima one way.
and I'm sure it brought some relief to you,
Mhm.
residents of that
Right.
community. I
Right.
mean, matter of fact, I got two friends who had homes there and were compared to rent homes in town because they could not just get home
Right.
to have their supper on time or get to work on time. And not just that, you need to, when we open the line, maybe you hear from people from the Tottenham Boulevard. This issue about everybody using the opposite link, the Cordite link, I don't subscribe to that. It's called the opposite link. Was something nobody had control over. But take a tour on that road in the morning hours and see what we got.
You're not going to allow that.
It's not no
Totally.
longer, except the law provides there always an exception to the general rule. I'm a lawyer to T-Max, just so you know. I'm an attorney at law. So to every rule there are exceptions. Those exceptions are clearly noted in our vehicle and traffic law. Who can use this side of the road? Who cannot use this?
So
side
who
of
can
the
use
road?
this? Who can use that?
For example, ambulances.
Can T-Max use it?
Can I use it?
No, T-Max.
I'm late for the program. Can I use it?
You are not authorized.
He's running the
by-
country
by-
to 50-50 show.
by law. I
So
mean,
speak to the Liberian people.
the next time we're making the laws, probably we need to put that.
So let me call you Attorney Nelson. Attorney Nelson, Tima asked a question that he was seeking specificity, right?
About 20 years ago, motorbike, police used to have motorbike. This time you don't even have keke, let alone a motorbike. How do you deal with enforcer? The guy comes, instead of stopping the Nigerian house, he just running.
Right.
And Fred is behind the guy waving his hand, stop. He's gone. This
How
is
do you bring violators to book?
this is one of the issues that's very difficult. Enforcing motorcycle rules, arresting motorcycles is one of our challenges.
You don't have the
But,
logistics to stop them.
But right now, why are we giving them ticket? The reason is from the engagement. Police stop, you stop. They are using to that. So some of these 555 tickets we issue, motorcycle is inclusive. So it's a gradual issue. So
instead of chasing him, you just ticket him.
ticket him. The motorcycle. Let me say this: motorcycle is an operator. People who drive motorcycles are also operator of vehicles. Right. So this is why we have the vehicle and traffic law. So they are all inclusive of the vehicle and traffic law. So the rules that are there in that 12 chapters, and they are all inclusive. They are not exempted from the laws. So all the rules that are set forth in that law, they have to abide by these rules. But what is the issue?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, what I want to find out is that sometimes I don't have a car, but I don't have a bike, neither. But sometimes you are riding this bike, it's written on the AFL 102. Some police codes are all on the right. This guy engages into violation. The policeman stops him. He's very arrogant, or sometimes he behaves calm, picks up the phone from his pocket. He places a call to some higher up police officer and turn the phone over to the policeman. Policeman listen to the other person on the other side of the phone. The violator is made to go free. Are you people going to do business as usual, or there's going to be a paradigm shift?
So to deal with that, Matthias, we've done some inter-office memorandum. So the guys in the police are already,
What is that?
that is to say, police officers that have got owners of motorcycles, even owners of vehicles,
Right.
must
No
be
interference.
must not just interference, T-Max, must be in full adherence to the rules of the road or the vehicle and traffic law. That is to say, we've asked every police officer to register your vehicle, make sure they're insured, make sure you got driver lessons. Let's to talk about you putting your name or your code on a motorcycle or the vehicle out there. We didn't just stop there. We also wrote the sister agencies. We wrote the immigration. You know why our sister agencies are.
Right.
We wrote all of them, informing them that because there being a culture here, and I'm not going to restrict it to the last 6 years or a long period of time. I've been in this uniform for 26 years.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. There's been
I'm not congratulating him anyway.
there's been a culture here that when you're a law enforcement person, you live above the fray. You don't have to register your car.
Yeah.
You don't have to get a driver license and what have you. No, we say no. To enforce, you must uphold. You cannot be enforcing the law and you yourself is a violator of the law. So we've cautioned our people. We've written the sister agencies to ensure that all of our colleagues are in full compliance with the rules of the road. Even our police officers right now, police vehicle, we've cautioned them that if you're going out, say for example, there's an armed robbery, yes, you can put the emergency devices on to go and pick the armed robber. But if you arrest the armed robber and you're bringing him back to HQ, do you still need those emergency devices? We're saying no. So a lot is going to change.
And most of your police are even violators of the same traffic rules.
And you know what? 2 very senior officers, I mean, for privacy's sake, I'm not going to name them here, were ticketed the other day, and one of them was even turned over to the Professional Standard Division for the investigation because of his conduct.
You want me to call your name?
No, please, Steve. and then there was an immigration officer the other day too. That there being a habit in the Fatan area where as soon as the traffic get congested a little bit, everybody has jumped over the medium of the road. And I mean, he came up and his fellow officer, the policeman, stabbed him, and he became very violent. 2 lawmakers who were on their way to work had to meet and mediate, and that had to solve the issue. We took him up to the police station. His leadership from his agency came sign for him, and they're taking him through the process, their professional standard, and we demanded that we want to see what the outcome is going to be.
Mr. Nelson, how long would this go for? Because this Liberian way of doing things is something that's killing this society. People come up, they talk these very fine things.
You started, you don't end it.
Right, you don't end it.
Matthias, I wish you were here between 2016 and 2017. I don't know if you were in country.
Of course I was here.
I mean, I left as 105 when Director Kuma was the Inspector General and Honorable Kuma was 102. We did not leave society the way we came and met it. I'm going to be blunt about this. There was some sanity on the rules. The rules of the road were respected.
No, I agree.
Society, public confidence started to build over the period.
Right.
So we are grateful that we got the opportunity again. And trust me, we're not going to relent. This is not about me.
One thing I heard.
It's about Liberia.
One thing I heard. Timas, let me just put this to Attorney Nelson, right? One thing I heard in 2017. Now that was 2023, right? Prior to the elections. I asked a couple of police officers, why do we have motorcyclists all over the streets? And some of them confided that this is election time. if these people are chased out of here, these are
They might not
potential,
vote for
these
us.
are potential voters. In an event where political influence get involved with your work, don't you think there's going to be some arm twisting that this very thing you say here now, you may your future action may contradict the things you say?
Why the motorcyclists did not come back in the street in 2017 elections? Did you
2023.
But you didn't see that in 2017 when I was in charge.
I'm talking about the future election because you are here now.
No, you said in a word that all the stuff you see is based primarily based on the leadership techniques.
Right.
On leadership matters.
The police leadership
I-
or the national leadership?
The police
The
leadership.
police leadership.
Okay.
I had to manage election in 2017.
Okay.
And the restriction of motorcyclists started around 2013, 2014. So if it was just because of election, of course, 2017 we would have allowed them in the streets. No, we didn't have them there.
Right.
So whoever was in charge that decided to put them up in the street in 2023, they had their own parade. And that's the headache we got today. I mean, we built a system and we left. The next thing we know,
And
we
they
have
broke
to
it
come
down.
and start from everywhere we started. Now, believe me, anybody, I think it's a responsibility. That's what I got appointed. And I'm ready to live up to it to create a culture of safety in this country.
Well, we'll take that break, producer. We'll take the break. Let's look at the issue of, we're talking about keke motorbikes. We don't look at the flagrant violation of truck drivers. How do you deal with the trucks?
Speeding,
I
over speeding.
parked one of them last night at the, what is it called? The SKD Sport Complex. There's a police station right there with a football field in front. And this is an 18-wheeler that is on the
18-wheeler?
18-wheeler. In the night, we have a single light in the back or on the side. It has a very small, low light in the front that anybody could run into. So my last meeting with my operational people, I said to them, we all have to take full responsibility. Don't pass one violation on the road. It's not only the traffic officers that are responsible to enforce. We're all police officers. No, TMAS, give us some time. We've been here for less than 2 months. And trust me, we know we've not made significant gains, but we've taken one step, one time at a time, or one day at a time. And get me back here in 3 to 4 months and see what you have on the road. I'm sure you will speak differently when I'm here the next time.
The streets will be safe.
Very safe, TMAS.
What's about the ugly incident that took place at Barnardville Junction? Will we deal with that?
Stabbing of citizens in the street.
Oh, yeah, TMAS. We might not have 100% of crime, even in the most developed places in the world, you have it. But the way we're taking community policing as a philosophy now, not just as a section, I'm sure it's going to enhance our safety, not just to the motorists, but to the communities. Yeah, you know, as soon as the citizens see themselves as a part of the police, I always say, share some of the powers you got with the communities. Give them some of the authorities you got and let them see themselves as partners. Obviously, they will assist in making sure.
Timax, in follow up to that question, right? You know, I asked this very question to Greg when he came in the studio here. You, the police, you are working on ensuring that you put some sanity in place in the society. And at that time, you may declare certain areas no-go zone. Currently, the criminals already have areas that citizens consider no-go zone. You don't just venture around those areas at any time.
Right.
Around 9, 10 o'clock, it's already dangerous for you. Like the Barnardsville Junction that Timas mentioned about. How do you intend to break these cartels or these cells to ensure that people can go to work and come back home and live like normal people, not having to look above their shoulders that someone is going to come in and stab them to take their belongings?
Otherwise, there should be no reason I should be in these fancy uniforms if the citizens don't feel safe. It's an obligation that I committed myself to 26 years ago. I stood up, put my hands up, and said I will protect society. I mean, now that I've got the opportunity, I think if I don't do it, look, Matthias, you don't know what we go through. When this kind of situation come out, I have to get a sleepless night. It's not just because somebody got hurt, but I'm like, so what am I in this uniform? Why are the people paying taxes? What am I being paid? We're going to do our best in making sure that this community is safe. We're not going to do it in isolation.
I like that inflection.
Let's take the break, and when we come back, call us on those numbers on 07777 You be live from 5050 on Sky 107. Our special studio guest, Fred Gay. He is the Assistant Commissioner for Traffic, and we have Nelson Freeman, 102, Deputy Inspector General, Liberia National Police. Are you satisfied with their performance 2 months ago? This is the 2 months ago. I see the KK as clustered as it's always been, where they bring sanity to the chaotic streets of Monrovia and its environs.
After being in the business for more than 20 years, Uptown Garage has all it takes to make your car work best for you. Uptown Garage has all sizes of quality tires. We also have the efficient and long-lasting Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage also have a state-of-the-art 2023 upgrade. And Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts store on Broad Street. We also have our garage and showroom at Rehab for original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly. Come to Uptown Garage. We'll give you 1 month warranty. Uptown Garage also have a tow truck that can tow your car anywhere for a fee. Contact Uptown Garage headquarters on 0777 553317, 0886 553317, or our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian-owned business, is here to put a smile on your face.
Across Africa, a new era has begun, shifting our focus to a new horizon, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Today, we are making a brighter tomorrow, built by our dreams and our energy. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future. A Pan-African future. Together. EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa.
The Pan-African Bank, EcoBank, the better way, the better future. Now we're calling on you. You've listened to Nelson Freeman. You listened to Fred Gay. Are you satisfied with what they said? What are your questions? What are your concerns? So you call us on those numbers on 0777-777-107, or call us on 0777-221-2223. Use our Facebook page, Sky Communications, Liberia. Let's go to the line. Talk to our first caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. My name is Leroy Achipompon.
Oh, Achipompon. Go ahead,
Yes,
Leroy.
sir.
Long time.
But I do try, I do well.
Okay.
Okay. But the point is, to the studio Mr. Freeman elect, is that those of us who investment with respect to the kind of food business, they knew we are totally out of business. If the restriction come into place. So how do we make our maneuvering now? How do we survive? Because if the restriction come into play, it means that those of us in Westport with the kind of a food business are completely cut off. So I hope that I can look at it very keenly with respect to reducing poverty.
Okay, you heard your consent, Fred. You need a pad. I'll give you a pad so you can write those questions down and address them when they call. Call us on those numbers, 0777. Let's go back to line 2. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jarate. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Oh, my name is Arvin, and I'm calling you from the state of Massachusetts.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you to your studio guests. I have a few concerns that I want for Anthony Nelson to please look in those directions for me.
Go ahead.
Nelson, I would like for you to please look into the direction of what I know during your time before you just took over. We had this highway police. It's like every time you go on Facebook, you see a lot of accidents happening on the Banga Highway, the Beginner Highway. I think so just occurred yesterday. That during your time, I was back home in Africa. We had this highway patrol, even on Rarafi Highway. All right, and there's no speed control in the Republic of Liberia. Even Single, the Jeopardy Freeway. Everybody, can you imagine in a thick settlement area? You are a traffic man, you know what I'm talking about. like 25 miles per hour or maybe 50 miles per hour school zone, all of those things. Everybody just on excessive speed. So, and my next concern is, what are you doing about these trucks that are in freepo? You defected trucks that are no headlight, no brake light, nothing, and just flying all around the street. I would like for you to please look in those directions. At least those things, Nelson, if the people violate, you park them, charge them $500, let them pay some money into the government revenue. Then that will stop.
Thank you very
so much, brother.
Thank you very much. Call us on those numbers in 0777. Let's go back to line 5. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name, please?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I get few content, but before I go to my content, I want to ask us together. I got my project back and I'm a working man. I got my project back. I'm not using it for travel. If what the requirement that I will be there to go through, they no go through. And then my content has to do with for me, I will also support the mission. I'm a motorcyclist. We support the rescue mission.
Wait. Let me start it from now. That's your rescue mission thing. There's not politics. Yeah. We're not voting. There's not rescue mission for free ride. No. I'm on that rescue mission thing. Don't even go there. You get your private motorbike. Listen to me. You get your private motorbike. You want clarity as to where you go and where you don't go. Don't talk about rescue mission. Now I work for rescue mission.
Yeah, okay. But now, even though people then what they all say like, oh.
My man, bye-bye. You ready? I'll call that man off. You didn't want to vote for Unity Party, girl. You better librarian than anybody. Let's go back to line 1. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Let me say good morning to you and good morning to your guests in studio.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Hussein Keu, and I phone in from around Jacobtown in District 2.
Go ahead.
Let me appreciate your guests, the leadership, in them, as they, give some information as it relates to the traffic and the safety. Now, in most cases, I think one of you asked the question. In most cases, we have our leaders who come to this your platform and lay out the very good, plans. The issue of implementation is something that we have now really actualized. So I'm urging them to implement whatever plan they have, to actualize it, because we don't want it, like business as usual. So please, can you go about implementing all of those things you said, so that Liberia can be a better place for all of us? And you have to take a very strong stand, because, mind you, if you will say the Liberian way, the people have problems, no. Do it so that Liberia can get better for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Call us on those numbers in 0777-777-107. Special studio guest, Nelson Freeman and Fred Gay of the Liberian National Police. Let's go to line 5. Again, talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Glate.
Good morning. Is that Payboy Nepe?
Hello?
Are you Nepe?
No, this is Lincoln.
Oh, Lincoln. Go ahead, Lincoln.
Yeah, this is Lincoln T. Lincoln from District 8. Let me say how some of the studio guests. But my question to them is this. What mechanism are they putting in place? Nowadays, we see kekes all using tinted windshield.
Keke?
Keke.
We were talking about keke tinted windshield.
No, I'm coming, Timas. It's important because
keke tinted windshield.
They have to do with visual. They will use tinted plastic at the front of the windshield. Then you see small space for them to pass, for them to see through. And very dangerous. The next thing is no motor bus. Even keke, you flash up. I mean, it's pervasive. People use flash up. Keke, you flash up. Motorbike, you flash up. That is dangerous to our eyesight. Sometimes you see the guys who they're right in the darkness. They use flash up, pointing lights in our faces. I know what mechanism are they putting in place to continue some of those situations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Call me on that number 0777. Let's go back to line 1. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning, team. How you doing?
Is that Fred Gibson from Paris?
Oh, no, this is Emmanuel Mark from Philadelphia.
Oh, the city of love. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Thank you, Team Mark, for giving me the opportunity, and thanks to my studio guests. Thank you so much for job well done. Team Mark, I have 2 topics to talk about. The second one is not part of your topic. I hope you give me the opportunity. But let me just focus on the traffic issue.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit here, Team Mark, our studio guest or Gregory Como is looking at a man who they gave a gun to without a bullet. That's what I will tell you for a fact. we're asking the question, when they leave, what's going to happen? System need to be put into place. This thing, it is not just about giving the initiative to police to do that work. It's about legislature coming in, passing a law that will work when even Gregory Cuomo leave from power or any of those guys leave from power. Let me give you a scenario here in Philadelphia. There is a street in Philadelphia called Roosevelt Boulevard. That particular street have about 6 lanes in total. Young guys, when they're ready around 2 o'clock in the morning, they race on that street. And I'm telling you, people have been killed on that street. The government or the governor of Pennsylvania put in place, and in 2002, they installed street camera on the street for people who running over the mile, and they installed red light on that street. As I speak, my $600 left in that speed camera because I never knew that speed camera was over there. $600. So for each time I get it over there, I have to slow down because I know street camera is over there. From 2000 and 2020 up to this time, there were 900 tickets given. For that 900 tickets, there was $3.8 million generated from those tickets. What am I saying? This thing is not just all about the police. The government should put in place wherein private individual will come in and take on the initiative, open a code system where in people giving tickets, they will go and apply and pay for that ticket. Imagine that I called it last time. I said, bro, we are backward. Why did I say that they gave them gun without a bullet? No system, no address, nothing of the kind. It cannot work, If you give a man a ticket, you should know where that man lives. No one knows where anyone lives in that country. No one knows when registration is done. Even when your registration is expired, the DMV should inform the police. John Brown registration is expired. John Brown does not have insurance. These things need to be put into place. And until these things put into place, Gregory Cuomo will leave, will go back to the CO play because system had not been put into place. The last one, I would love to talk about. I hope you forgive me on this one. It is the fire issue that is going on in Liberia. These things need to be addressed. Let me tell you, I am so sorry for the the third man in command who house got burned. I'm so sorry for that. As a father, I am sorry for that. As a husband like myself who have to provide. But when it comes to state men wives, I do not feel sorry because these people have the power to change things around within a trigger of our eyes. Let them do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that lengthy contribution. Let's go back to line 4. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Yes, how are you?
Good morning, my brother. What's your name, please?
My name is UJB. I call you from Soul Clinic.
Soul Clinic, go ahead.
Yes, I got these few concerns. Let me tell you.
Just narrow them to 2. I beg you, because we're running out of time.
Yeah, there are 2. I want to thank your studio guests so far. I got this problem with the police officers seeing wrongs in the traffic, not putting into place the right thing, but concern is collecting money. That's one.
Money from whom? Money from whom?
From drivers, from riders. You even find passengers on the car arguing with them, or they didn't care, they just want to take the money. And the same wrong things for which they are parking these cars or motorbikes will continue simply because they want the money. And then the next thing here is, what is the police doing to restore the traffic light at major intersection to curb down the flow of traffic? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. He's talking about intersection. There was some other thing we wanted to talk about. We talk about motorbikes and keke. But every day, every street intersection in Monroe, especially for Broad Street, you have taxis parked there with police people standing there. So do we have another call on the line? Let's go back to line 1 again. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Tima.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name?
My name is Natana Yossi. I call from number 8. My concern has to do with, for us who are doing a business and have a motorbike, I can take them home or transfer my business around. Why has a measure been taken by police, or what should I need to get to go through the no-go zone?
Okay. They have that. I think they use the second person asking that same question. So I think they were addressed that. Let's go back to, let's take 2 more calls, then we wrap up and get their comments on that. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah,
Mhm.
good morning, Tima.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name?
I'm Gabriel Conto calling from the Silk Net.
Go ahead, Gabriel.
Yeah, I have a serious concern with a serious case. One is about the police. If you want to have a very good police, the religious, the government had to increase the police salaries. You can't have a policeman in the street paying them 150.
Don't even go there. Don't even go there. I'm talking about policeman salary. Don't even go there. They're not policeman salary are discussing here. So don't go there, yeah. Bring something different. Let's be what we're discussing. Answer your salary will not be increased, but what I'm saying, but I'm not discussing police. No, I'm not looking at your negative. I'm looking at your work. I'm not salary business when we have a day for salary. All of you will bring your chest store. Look at your chest store. How long you have been taking? Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, good morning, Mr. Chilate.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where you calling me from?
Okay, my name is Nina Divan Tiapo, the political apostle, and I call from district number 16.
District number 16. Yes. In Saigon, yes. Go ahead.
Yes, okay, thank you. And let me appreciate your studio guest this morning. Yeah, expanded lengthily this morning. What I want to say is that I want to talk on the issue about the truck, because we heard that recently when the government took over and then the information put into the thing about trucks that will be flying the road and in the day, but they put stop to it. But then now we are still seeing continuous trucks flying in the road. It's nice and right for the public.
From 7 o'clock they start rolling. They start rolling from 5 o'clock all the way to in the morning. I said the truck, you're talking about the truck, they start rolling from 5 o'clock all the way in the morning.
Yes, exactly. So because and it said that the truck is supposed to be flying the street late, but we are still seeing it happening. So you don't want to talk on it. Thank you this morning.
Thank you very much. Can we take one more call and we wrap up to get back to Fred and Nelson? Good morning.
Good morning, Bertina.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where you calling me from?
Oh, my name is Majo. I'm a disabled woman. Of course.
Okay, go ahead, Majo.
Okay, thank you ever so much. I want to tell the officer thank you for my son is running keke.
Okay.
When you leave from the house 5:40 here, just bring the money to be able to go inside to run. So when the baby show fast, how will he leave to go to town? Then time for them to pass to go to town because they leave there and pass all road, then he beat it around Vanoma, then he get to Jalatan, then he cross and go inside. And on the Jewel Street, then he can run. So I want for you to make everything for me.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Oman Sarah. Thank you very much. So it's time now that you comment whether you start first or Fred. Fred, you want to start? Oh, okay. Let me start with Nelson.
Okay. So
these are the concerns of the callers.
So let's
run through them, sir.
So let me start from the bottom. So, madam, from 540, with your son having a keke, you know, the law is the law, but the enforcer of the law are also very discretional. So we will encourage you for your son to find a place in town, somewhere that they are allowed to run to park. You know, everybody you see that got cars all around the world, they got parking places. So you go to work in the morning, when you finish working, you find a place you park, pay a small fee of $50 or $100, then you walk to come home. Because we just allow your son alone to come from 540 to come. Everybody who living elsewhere will have that same excuse. So I would suggest that you just talk to him, find a parking place in the area that they're running, so that at least when you finish running whole day, he can park his motor place there and come home. The truck movement at night, somebody said the police once upon a time put up a notice for trucks not to move at night. That was not our making. Matter of fact, we got on the radio or on the social media and said that announcement did not come from us, because by then we were barely in office. We are hardly taking office when somebody posted that on the Facebook and we had to rebuke it. That does not mean that we're not considering putting measures into place. But like I said from the onset, we're doing consensus building. We're not just going to put rules down and start to enforce them. We are having discussion with the stakeholders that are involved in that exercise. As we speak, we are in conversation with the Port Truckers Association, And of course, as soon as possible, there are going to be inspections on which one of the trucks are pliable or are road water to ply our roads. We are also very concerned about that. Somebody asked about our wages. Our pay is very small. Well, yes, it's not satisfactory, but that is why we're trying to see how.
That's what you signed for.
That is why we're TMAS. We're trying to see how we can perform. As long as the citizen who are our bosses, who taxes out of which we get these pays, as long as they start to feel satisfied, as long as they can feel safe, I'm sure this advocate or advocacy will increase. So yes, my brother, thanks for talking about it. We are trying at most to see how we can make you all happy first and foremost, and then you don't stop. You talk to the lawmakers so they can increase now our salaries and our benefits. Traffic light to intersections, of course, in the Syncourt Belt, we have a lot of them. This is not just from the police alone. We have to work along with other sister agencies to get it done. Police extortion. Somebody talk about the police and taking money from people. Yes, that has been ongoing for a long time. But again, we're working on them. Before when we're here before the last 7 years, we had something we call the Fine Officer Act. Every officer was forced to carry their number on their chest. And when you identify one of them that was taking money from you or behaving in ways that they should not, you could report it to us. And I'm very grateful about the quarter that called from the US that was concerned about the sustainability of all of these gains that we're making, and then how do we intend to keep them. You're right, my brother. I mean, you cannot sustain these gains in the absence of legislation and other legal instruments. So yes, we are also in collaboration with the lawmakers. For example, we have a committee that is working on reviewing our vehicle and traffic law. Our vehicle and traffic law came into being since 1972, and the last time it got revised, I think it only spoke about the uses of the opposite lane, and I'm sure there are a lot of other things that we need to consider that. To T-Max, this person was very right to tell you that some of the kekes are tints. They got tinted, and some of them got sirens and they got flashers. Yeah, if you came to the police station, the next time you're to the station, ask me, I will take you up to a room. We got a whole room filled with flashers, with horns, and stuff we're taking out of not just keke, but cars as well that don't have the right to put sirens and flashers on the vehicle. Implementation is a problem. How do you intend to sustain them? Yes, we also are worried about those. We're making sure that the little gains we're making are sustained. It comes to this important component that got to do with private bikes and people who are delivering courier services, people who are into food, DHL that have to deliver emails or packages for people. Of course, the laws are not made to put the people into poverty or to
get them out of business.
Or to get them out of business. So obviously there will be
some identity.
You'll be compared to register your bike and show them. You'll come to the police. We did that before. You know, there were passes we used to issue. Every 3 months we'll come review your pass. But if you're in violation, we can revoke those passes. They will give you them all yesterday, free of charge. I don't know how we intend to go about it this time around. We're still looking at them. But you that have got private bikes and you that got those courier services and other services delivering, we're not going to cut everybody off at once. Of course, we will find a remedy to your problems, and we're working on them. Trucks from Freeport with our light. I set an example here. I arrested one of them last night that barely had lights in the back or on the side. I already spoke to how we're working with the Truckers Union from Freeport to see how we can ensure that some of these cars meet the road water standards. Let's remember that the Freeport does not operate at night at T-Max. So if you say the trucks should move only at night, who loads these trucks? I mean, who collects government money at night? Who provides security for these trucks when they're offloading at night? So that it's a whole 9 yards we have to all look at before we go ahead or think about putting trucks only out at night. All we think we need to do is to make sure that the trucks that apply in the streets in the day are in full compliance and meet some basic road water standards to reduce the number of accidents we have. The highway patrol, yes, the highway patrol was removed from the road temporarily because of
why was that?
The fleet. This is an open secret. We came in and met 15 vehicles.
15 vehicles?
15 vehicles for the whole Liberia police. So I mean,
you're kidding me.
Yeah,
15 vehicles.
Republic of Liberia, not just Monrovia. So how could you? I mean, if you put those cars in the street, they might not be even effective. There was a joke. There was a joke one time on the radio. I don't know if you heard it, that there was a police car parked around Curious Boy that thing have anything in it. They just to put the flasher on and all of that. So the cars are in deplorable condition. Like I said to you, to enforce, you must uphold TMAS. We intend that any police car that hit the street should be, properly in tight, should meet basic standards. You can't go tell somebody you got a broken tail light or you got a cracked windshield when your own car is in that condition. So we had to withdraw temporarily the highway patrol. And as soon as
no wonder the rate of accident on the highway has increased.
Where the highway patrol basically was responsible to make sure that they maintain it, but what we've put into place right now is we got people who identify places along the road where you see the Ralphie Highway, for example. We have somebody who has a business place right up the tower here. We've shared our number with them. We contribute buying them the dollar scratch car weekly that in between there. So we identify some of the places. If you see a broken down car, just call so number and then you let us know. We make interventions. We don't have the logistics to do the highway patrol for now, but as soon as possible we'll have it. West Point, my brother Achi Pompon, I hope you're doing well. It's been a while, buddy. West Point fleet owners, we're not putting you out of business. No way can we. We don't intend to do that. Your KK will still be running there. The cycles that will run in between there is a problem because, you know, the guys will start to take over to come down to town, and we don't want to start to run behind people and they're getting hurt. Our brothers and sisters, we don't want to see them injured. So West Pointers or Achi Pompon, if you're a fleet owner there, we don't intend to put you out of business. I think I got your number. I'll try to reach up and tell you what the modalities we're working out on. You have got our own fleets in that part of town.
Thank you very much, 102 Nelson Freeman, Fred. Thank you very much. I think we have exhausted that, but now I'm happy. The route has been identified. We're looking from now to the 15 implementation
before the end of the TMAX.
Before the end of May, we know exactly who goes where and who doesn't go.
TMAX, the Basel accidents, the death toll has increased to 7.
To 7.
The editor of OKFM just posted.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
You almost made me think just now.
So misery.
When I say the OKFM.
My brother, he's a news editor there. Chokongula Pru, he just posted that the death toll has increased to 7. One of the guys, Collie, who was severely injured, just gave us the ghost.
Wow. Very, very sorry. Well, our time is up, Fred.
Did Fred respond to his stuff?
No, that's the same thing.
Okay, all right.
Fred will not say anything different from what one or two has said.
Maybe he can add a little ice into the cake. What do you think, Fred?
Yeah, Chief, before I go to my safety tips here, traffic management, someone spoke about it from the States. We have 6 factors that lead to traffic management, but in this country, we are all looking at police. In traffic management, the first thing we must have enactment of laws. There must be a reality of laws in real time. Like my chief was saying, the last time we visited our law was in 1972, and up to present has not been revisited. So there are other ambiguities that lies in the laws. So there must be laws to regulate traffic management. The next thing, who is responsible for that is the parliament. The next thing is policy. We must have policy in the traffic. Policy maker, Ministry of Transport, what color of cars should be in the street, the color of your cars. These are Ministry of Transport responsibility to provide policy for traffic management. The next thing is
let's go to that, because when we came on Monrovia, it used to be yellow.
Yeah.
When you force us to go back to yellow, what about the guy who uses his private car as taxi?
The last time I checked, the guy who was using his private car with taxi was cheating and defrauding because the taxis were paying a little higher than what the private car was paying.
So what do we do in that instance?
Well, I need to check it out. I don't know if still the fees.
Why don't you go back to that enforcement? If you want to run the car commercial or taxi,
you must
be
yellow. You must have the taxi cab.
The taxi
cab there. Yes, that's a very valid point to consider, man. And we did not just come here to have answers to all the questions, but some of the concerns. We'll take them also as recommendations.
Okay, let's get to we talk about Keke. The guy in the intersection. If you go to Macklin Street, you have taxi parking. You go to Randolph Street, taxi parking. You go Ashmont Street and Gurley Street, taxi parking. How do we deal with this?
We're working with
police standing there.
As we speak, we're working with the municipal government to identify places. Not even the buses, T-Max. Don't you see that the buses are parked at every street corner across town? To the extent that they had to close the street right there, close to the pavilion. I think it was because of a lot of buses were parking there. So we're We're working with the municipal government to identify.
But
places
those are
that
not
we
parking
can-
stations.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah.
not parking stations.
Yeah.
If you come here to, another gas station on Mecklin Street, Mecklin and Ashmore, there's a parking station. If you pass Sky, you pass Rivoli Cinema to make that U-turn by how do you call this school, B.W. Harris, there is another parking place there. Why do you allow that?
So we're taking note of them, T-Max, and we'll start to address them.
Thank you very much. What would be your parting word, Fred?
My parting was would be looking at few tips. Always avoid accident scene. This is mainly coming from Toto Tabon County, where we lost more than 188 persons on the scene of the accident. So it's always good to avoid accident scene because all accident scenes are considered crime scene at the proven otherwise. The next one is don't hang on a moving vehicle.
Don't hang on it.
Don't hang on it. Don't hang on that. It's unsafe. Don't think of doing that. Don't ride in a car when you suspect the driver of being on the influence of alcohol or drugs. It is not the only car in Liberia or in Monrovia. So if you suspect the driver of being influenced of something, don't ride in that car. The last one is disabled vehicle is one of the factors also involved with accident. Always display traffic devices about 100 feet away from the vehicle, both in the front and in the rear, to conscientize other road users that there's a traffic hazard that is existing along the roadway.
How many persons in the front seat, Fred?
One person in the front seat. This is the other thing that we'll say. It is the need now that will revise the law. In the law is saying not more than 7 persons should be in the passenger car. So how many? We see not more than 7 persons. What are you talking? So we get 2 in the front. We get 4 to the back with the driver. That's 7. So publicity wise is prohibited. But the law still talks about.
So what the public safety run is 1 in the front,
1 in the front, 3 in the back.
3 in the back.
It's very safe to do.
Is that enforceable?
Yeah, it's
1 or 2 is that enforceable?
Yeah, but that we say that it has to do with legislation. As we speak, the law says now more than 7 persons. So what we concentrate on more.
I mean, when Joe did this year, there was no legislation. Two persons in the front, the driver and the passenger.
We agree
to the
that-
back, 3 persons. You don't do it, then you put it somewhere. There was no legislation. Why you legislation delay your work to do?
Time have changed. Time have changed.
Okay.
When your friend Jote was there, we didn't even have cameras. We didn't have, everybody else did not have cellular phones.
Mama friend Jote was here. My friend Jote was here. 6 o'clock when you were joining the bottle, you lost.
I know. The war is evolving.
But Chief, the interesting thing is the police work and in the courtroom. So if someone challenges the police action, then you get to the courtroom. You have to have a life.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Fred, and thank you, my friend, my brother. I will not call the other name that we always say.
I know.
Thank you for this sort of education, and we're looking forward to seeing the police do what they ought to do. One boy was asking his father. Apparently, the father was an old policeman. The father asked the boy, "When you grow up, what you want to be?" The boy said, "I want to be a neurosurgeon." Probably look at him. Call the mother next to him. "I want to be a pilot." Call the other guy, "I want to be the doctor." He called his last son. He said, "What do you want to be?" He said, "I want to be like daddy." He said, "You can't be daddy. You say feeding on me. You say I'm clothing you. I'm sheltering you. What do you want to be?" He said, "I want to be a policeman." The old man asked him why. And he said to his father, "The orderliness of society is my responsibility."
Depends on me. It's my
Depends on the
responsibility.
judgment around.
Correct.
That's it. On that note, we come to the end of this edition of 50-50. Be a policeman. You safeguard our lives. You safeguard our property. And you order our steps in how to go to be a civilized society. My name is Steve Max, along with my son, Matthias Labendi. Tomorrow again, we'll be here. We'll be asking you the tough questions. We're not married. We're making our country a wholesome, functioning society where the rule of law is the compass of our existence. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.